Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Destin Dorks' favorite board game design and creation podcast. I'm Kyle, I'm the Dork, and first off, if you're one of our amazing Kickstarter backers, all 119 of you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. 2, if you're one of our YouTube subscribers, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. 3, I will be drinking water throughout this. I'm getting over a cold, and I have been coughing. This is like the third time I've recorded this video, and so please... Please do me a huge favor if I start coughing. I promise it's not for you guys. So some good news and some bad news. The good news is we are almost done with the actual book itself. That means that with knock on wood, and I know that as soon as I breathe this out into the universe, something will happen. We should be able to start shipping, or at least starting to get stuff ready by the end of this month rather than at the start of the next month, which is actually cool because that means we're ahead of schedule on the paperback and the hardcovers. The one issue is that we are not done with the decks of playing cards. So if you are one of our backers, that's the bad news. That backed with the playing cards, we're going to push that back a little bit. So if you did back at that tier, you will be waiting to get your physical copies, your physical fulfilled pledges until the decks of cards are done. I suspect that's going to push us back by about a month, maybe a month and a half, give or take. But so again, if you backed at a tier that you get the books, great. And you're going to get those early, or we will start shipping them earlier. But if you did not, if you backed the cards, it's going to be a little bit longer. So good and the bad news. The great news though is that we are essentially almost done with the book and the process. Essentially at this point, I have Hannah fixing a couple layout issues. So we used to do these videos every Tuesday about RPG design, and I want to walk you through the process. So Amy and I went back and forth, and we did. I'd have to ask her how many times. I want to say by the end of this book, I can probably go back through and check something like 400, maybe like 600 individual edits, probably over the course of, I want to say, like 6 or 7 rounds of pretty robust editing between Amy and I. And then after that content period is done, right? So first it goes to playtest. First it went to rough draft, then it goes to initial playtesting, then it goes to a rewrite, and then it goes to blind playtesting, and then Amy and I did more edits, and then now it goes to Hannah, at which point it goes to the binder. And I'm going to show you this right now. So this is something I just started doing for the last couple games that I've worked on, but this has been super huge. It's let me catch some pretty big layout errors, but this is the layout binder. So what happens is I actually print this book out. I'm showing you this because this is not the complete cover. You're going to see the complete cover in a second. That's the other piece of good news, by the way, is this is a video about me walking you through some of the cool stuff in the book. And I'm getting to show you all that the proof is really in the pudding and that it's almost done, which is great. So like, for example, you'll notice like this piece of the logo is a little bit too close to the edge. We're going to probably push that back. This is probably going to be the same stuff. But again, this is super helpful because when I open this book up, I can then shift things around. I can move pages, and I can see how layout changes would work. Enough about that binder, though. Let's talk about the cover. Here it is, folks. There she blows. Again, this is 99.9% final, but this lovely tentacle is going to be our spine, which is super cool. A couple small changes, like this font and this color are going to be the same as the font and the color underneath the Lighthouse, which is going to be pretty great. That's going to be really exciting, and I'm pumped for that to be a thing. But yeah, this is the cover. I'm absolutely delighted with how it looks, and I'm just going to move it this way to make sure that my giant bald head isn't like obscuring anything. But it looks fantastic, and I couldn't be happier with the actual layout of the cover itself. I think is really striking. So a couple things, you're probably going to see a couple more errors. Like I said, I've been doing this for mostly a week, but I will probably wind up having Amy like look at it like 5 or 6 more times. But yeah, there it is. I'm going to skip back down here. You might notice there are some question marks. We're going to be getting rid of those. Those were placeholders from when the book, again, with layout, we constantly are changing pages and page numbers, and so those are going to be removed in the final copy. But I do want to just talk about the amazing people who backed the Kraken tier. A huge shout out to Bear, to Wim, and to Chris, who actually not only backed at a pretty substantial tier, but worked with me to design what I think are the coolest schemas in the entire book. So when you get the game, there's a section called schemas that will give you a sample lighthouse, a sample creature, and a sample keeper to play around with in your games. And I have to say, I think Bear, Wim, and Chris had the coolest schemas. Originally, we had more schemas in the book, and I actually cut those to make room for additional content. And the reason I felt comfortable doing that was because the schemas that these three gentlemen designed are so strong, just off rip. They are so good. I cannot wait for you guys to see them. I want to go over a couple things. We have a lovely full page spread designed by the great Reggie Mata. Just absolutely spectacular. This lovely tentacle that's running throughout. I want to highlight the font that Hannah chose. I thought this font was absolutely spectacular. So cool. Looks exactly like something you would see on the side of a shipping container or like on a ship itself. And can we just talk about the lovely golden rule as part of our safety tools section? If I could go back and redesign After the Rain, I definitely would have done a far more robust job with the safety tools. So I'm really happy that we get to do that. You might see a bleed over on this part of the page. This will not be the case for the actual copy. What's cool about the way that our layout program works is that this is designed, it just sort of bleeds over this way, but you won't see that on the actual copy. So if you see that bleed over, it's not going to be a thing on your copies. Again, wanted to showcase the phenomenal art by Reggie, and can we just talk about how cute those little bullet points are? I absolutely love and adore them. Look at how cute they are. That's fantastic. If you see some errors, don't worry about that. This is an older version. Not everything in this is going to be final. I still need to go back, or not. I am done editing it. I'm going to see if Amy wants to do one more pass at it. And then Hannah has another final layout pass as well. And we're probably going to do one more pass once I get a test copy anyway. So, but again, if you're seeing errors, don't worry about it. This is an older version, but I wanted to show you that this is, what you're seeing right here is probably like, I want to say 90%, what you're going to see in the real version. So again, we have that lovely wave motif that's running through. And again, I just want to show you some of the phenomenal art that Reggie has done. Look at that. Absolutely spectacular. Again, that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to keep scrolling through. Next, I'm going to stop right there. There is a wonderful piece of art that you all helped bring to life. It was one of our stretch goals, and it was such a striking piece that we decided it was going to get a full 2-page spread. That was a Hannah call, and I think Hannah made the absolute right call. But I wanted to give you all a sneak peek of what you what you could expect. But again, the content editing is done. The layout editing is mostly done, and then hopefully I will have either Amy or myself take one more final look at it, and then basically from that point, once that's finished and Hannah's got the layout stuff fixed, it goes to my test printer, and then I get to see the test copy. And then from there, if everything is good, which fingers crossed it will be, we get to move on and we get to actually bring this thing to the backers. But I thought it would be a cool idea to maybe give you all a chance to take a look at some of the stuff. At the very least, I mean, again, look at that cover. I'm so excited. Oh, it's going to be so good. But yeah, I wanted to give you all a little sneak peek at what we've got under the hood. And yeah, thank you again to all of our backers for helping to bring this to life. Really appreciate it. Thank you again to my amazing team. Reggie, this art could not have been done without you. This was so striking, and you have such a great visual style. Hannah, this looks absolutely spectacular. I'm just thrilled at how it looks. Amy, thank you for making half of this make sense. I know I feel like I'm giving you just like uncarved marble, and you're like just chipping away at it with me, and so I really appreciate it. Y'all are great. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all again. Again, if you're watching this, if you're not one of the backers, this is mostly for the backers, but if you're one of our YouTube people, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. Sorry, my voice is a little bit soft today. Cold is almost over. So I think I'm going to leave it off with that. I'm Kyle out for Desks and Dorks. You guys have been great. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.